The voice of fear will lead you to a life that's too small. Everything that you want is often on the other side of the thing that you fear right now. And it's fear that's keeping you stuck. All of us have this conflict going on at all times inside of us. And it's between two forces. And the first force is your survival instinct that's been with us for thousands, if not tens of thousands of years. That's kind of your voice of fear and your inner critic. And that's really loud. That voice is in your mind all the time. It wants to inject into you fear and doubt and worry and anxiety. It wants you in fight or flight. And then there's another voice, this second voice. And that voice has been called many names. It's been called your intuition. It's been called source, God, the universe, your soul, your true self, your inner wisdom, lots of names for that. That voice is a little quieter. And that voice isn't in your head. A lot of times it shows up in your body. It shows up in your heart, your gut, your chest. You feel that. And the voice of fear will lead you to a life that's too small. If you want to reach full power in this one life of yours, it's in the second voice. It's in the voice that's the real you. This contains your dreams, your path. It contains your energy. And when you stop denying who you really are, there's really no end to what you can accomplish. I'm going to invite you today to make 3 promises to yourselves. So the first promise is take the nail out of your head. This is the unstuck promise. We are walking around most of the time with a nail in our head. We know what it is. We're just not dealing with it. But our nail is the thing that's keeping us stuck. And until we remove it, we're not going to reach our full power. So nails can kind of fall into 4 buckets. The first one is bad habits that we have that are keeping us from reaching our full potential. The second one is unresolved past experiences that we might have had a long time ago that we just have compartmentalized and we haven't dealt with them. The third one is rules or assumptions. This is the way your life needs to go. You have to do this first. Your parents want you to do that. All these constraints we put on ourselves with our own rules. And the fourth one is fear. And it's fear that's keeping you stuck. There's 2 reasons that it's hard to pull these nails out of our head. The first one is we haven't admitted that we have one. The second reason that we don't pull the nail out is life is going to get worse first. This change always is. So if you leave a job, if you end a relationship, if you try to address one of your really bad habits, things are going to get worse first. But so just to realize that everything that you want is on the other side of worse first. Everything that you want is often on the other side of the thing that you fear right now. Think about the thing that you fear, and that's the thing you should be going at. That's where your work is right now. If you want to live your life at full power, the promise I would ask you tonight or today to make to yourselves is to take the nail out of your head. Promise 2 is follow your energy. Energy is the language of your soul. That second voice, the way that it talks to you is through your energy. It doesn't use words. It uses your whole body and shows you things for which you have energy. And that's how it's talking to you. So when you're excited about something, when you're excited about someone, when something is firing you up, it's your soul talking to you. That's its voice. The human soul needs something to hope for. And that's why you want to continue to inject it with your energy. Third promise is to go all in now. One of the biggest traps that we have is we're hedged. We have one foot in, we have one foot out. Goethe said, until one is committed, there's always hesitancy, a chance to draw back, always ineffectiveness. Sadly, most people spend most of their lives here, never really fully committing to things. And this is a huge waste of energy. And you're not gonna get where you want to go half in, half out. Most of us say, I'll start living when? And we say, I'll start living when I pay off my loans, I get more experience, I have confidence, I'm ready, I pay off my mortgage, I have kids, my kids are older, my kids are grown. This is when I'm gonna start. This is when I'm gonna get going, when one of these things happens. And you know what, then there's always a new thing, right? You never really get there. That's the path that we take. You, with energy all in as long as it takes, is enough. You don't need anything else. There's no other ingredients required. This is it. And you have these already. What happens when you go all in, because the voice of fear has lost that battle when you're all in. And it lays down its sword and kneels. And because you're living in harmony with your second voice, there's just a lot less conflict. Doesn't mean you won't hear pangs of doubt from your first voice, but the big thing about you're not supposed to do this, it's not supposed to be now, that goes away. So you're not spending energy fighting yourself when you're all in. If you want to live at full power, 3 promises. Promise you'll take the nail out of your head. Promise you'll go toward the energy. And promise you will not utter the words "not now," that you'll start heading in the direction of your dreams, and that you'll go all in. There's clearly not one meaning of life. The meaning of life is for you to find your meaning of life. My answer for the meaning of life is to live your life at full power. And I believe that that power is already inside you right now. And that the way to access that power is through your second voice. And your second voice is not just the path to accessing that power, but it will also show you where to direct it, to have the biggest impact that you're going to have in this world. That voice speaks to you in the language of energy. That's how you know what it's saying. So go toward that energy. Make a promise that you will constantly move in the direction of the thing that gives you energy. And finally, more than anything, that voice wants you to go all in. It wants you to experience yourself at full power. Make a promise that you will not wait, that you will not utter the words "not now," but you'll go all in with wherever you are in your life right now. If you want to live at full power and feel the full magnitude of what you can do in this one life that you have, that there's really only one decision. Which voice will you listen to?